Hey there, it's Howie. So today I wanted to talk about the most important part of recovery. It's called Searching for the Lifeboat. It's going to be in 3 segments. This is part 1. So what that kind of means, people don't understand that. They think that, you go to rehab, then when you get out, you go to meetings, then that's it, you're recovered. The relapse rate's really high with that. There's always another step involved. So yeah, I'm going to explain my story a little bit. So yeah, I went to rehab and I did the detox first. When I got out, I definitely went to meetings. I went every day. I kind of isolated myself. It was like meetings, then I would go to work, I'd go to the gym, go to another meeting. But there's a lot more to it than that. Searching for the lifeboat, I'll explain it, how important this is. So when I got out of rehab, I moved back into my house where my family lived. And I brought back 2 people that were in rehab with me that had nowhere to go. Now, they had no intention of stop using, stop drinking, stop drugging. But, that's me playing with fire. I was in a honeymoon phase. I didn't drink. I didn't drug. I just pushed forward. But watch them do it. They try to trigger me all the time, but I stayed away. I was fine with that. It's a dangerous route. And I also lived with someone else that, went to the bar, so I went with him. I didn't drink, but I watched him and all the people I used to drink with partying. That's not the way to go. That's really playing with fire. But when that honeymoon phase is over, I started thinking about it. It's people, places, and things. So I stopped going to the bars. Unless I was going to dinner and there was a game on, maybe I would go. So searching for a lifeboat, what that means is after your first year of recovery and you think everything is so great, you're eventually going to have a bad day. All the things that you did in the past will haunt you. It's like skeletons in the closet. So they come back and haunt you. So here's me a year later. I am happy and I was sober. And I met this woman. You're allowed to date after a year. Somebody that became my best friend. Someone I loved. And, life was great. Everything was just how I wanted. I was staying sober. There were no issues. We were living on our own. Really a good time. Unfortunately, she was sick and suffering. It didn't affect me as far as my drinking went, but, I was there to help her and care for her. And it was just the best time of my life. And I knew that things were going to haunt me eventually, though. That's how it works. When you're in recovery, your past is still there, and you have to, clean it up. I worked all the steps many, many times during that year. So I got to the end of the year. I'm going on to my 2nd year of being sober. During this time, things started falling apart. I never really lived till you fall, I guess. So as my friend got really sick due to her drinking and everything else, she ended up having about maybe 2-3 months left to live, as what her dad had told me, and it really broke me. And at this point, too, my lawyer calls me and says, Howie, you have to plead guilty to your charges for your drinking and driving, your reckless driving, your evading a seat while drinking, all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, I know, I have to do that. So there I go. I did go away to jail as my friend was ailing and sick. While I was in there, I pretty much isolated myself there. I had no choice. I did go to meetings. I did go to the church. And then halfway through, my friend, my love, she had passed away. So I'm broken. You cannot grieve in there. So I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, when I get out, I'm going to start drinking again. I'm a mess. I have nothing to live for, I thought. I finally was happy. Now I'm in a rock bottom spot again. So I get released. And somewhere that day when I got released, I had a spiritual awakening, which is step 12. And that spiritual awakening said, no, I was put here for a reason. I'm here to help others that are sick and suffering to save their lives and have them live normal lives. So I kept thinking about it. I started going to meetings again. And what I did realize is you have to search for that lifeboat. That lifeboat is so important. So what that is not just do you have to find your higher power, you have to have a spiritual awakening. You have to have a reason to be here. So I've been still searching for that lifeboat, and I think I have finally found it not too long ago. So what, your lifeboat is pretty much once you have fallen, you have to realize you can bounce right back up. There are going to be many more bad times you're going to have in your life. You don't need to drink during those. So as I keep searching for this lifeboat, I keep finding out new things. And I will explain more in the part 2. But just remember, so when you get out of rehab and you do the steps, there's still more to life than that. You are going to have a bad day. Nothing's perfect when you get sober. There's a ways to go. And you are going to fall once or twice more, maybe even more. Death happens, you lose people, things just happen. So keep searching for that lifeboat, and I will explain more later.